How you doing, everybody? Fresh off a hard day's work. Got some ripping and running to do. Won't be back till late. Don't want to have a late cigar. I think I'll have a right now cigar. And for my right now cigar, I have a Don Pepin Grand Turo, and that's a big boy. So we're in that 6x60 range. Very similar, probably the same size as the Flathead's 660. Go ahead and get this stripped down. This velvety smooth band right here. We got taking her clothes off. Yeah, it's a long day today. Swapping out a conveyor door on a box truck. Whoa, that might be bigger than, that might be like a 62. Well, I'm not sure what this is. What size? I'm gonna have to look up the specs on this later. I'll put it on the, down on the bottom. Go ahead and get that cut. Oh, that's a big boy. I'll be pairing this with some watermelon lemonade. I like watermelon, I like lemonade. And alcohol is not always on the menu. Go ahead and get this bad boy toasted up. Well, I have to say, this is probably one of the worst lights I've ever done. It's a pretty big cigar, though. I don't normally. That's a very inexperienced light it would come across as. Daytime, you can't see the flame as well. I'm gonna let that be my excuse. When it's a good cigar, sometimes you just can't mess it up. Excuse my language. That's got a good flavor. Still not there with the flavor notes, but we'll call the tingling on the tongue the spice. We'll say there's some spice to it. But overall, it's got a good mouthfeel. And little floater. It was a long day, good day. Get some good stuff accomplished. I haven't checked on USA basketball yet. Talked to my dad today. He said they were doing a little rough, and then LeBron came down the lane and hit a little floater. So he said he wasn't missing them floaters today. So that's pretty cool. Man, that man, old as dirt, and still out here killing these boys all around the world, killing them. LeBron James is the Bay AK-54 of basketball players. Get that twisted. Braves doing good. It's good to hear. Even though I'm sad to hear, I know it's kind of random today, but one of my biggest passions is Formula One. And sad to see Lewis go, but excited to see the new young blood and Kimi Antonelli come up and get his first go round in the Dutch Grand Prix, see what it's like. Kid's been phenomenal coming up through F2 and through karting. But Lewis is going to be a crusher in Ferrari. It's something that, it's one of those things where it comes full circle, and for him to be in a Ferrari, that's going to be a very, very big deal. And I don't think Leclerc is going to be the number one driver. He's paid. He may feel Lewis is older. Anywhere Lewis goes, he's not the number two driver. You can make your adjustments. You can favor who you want, but Lewis gonna make it do what it do. Yeah. Yep, Oscar Piastri. Heard his mom on the Red Flags podcast the other day. Pretty funny. Definitely sounds typical of how he races, how his personality comes off at the end of races. The Iceman. That's a good one. Lando seems, Lando's my guy, sim racing. I'm a big one on the sim racing. I got into it a little middle of the pack, so I'm not a Leo Barnard guy, but I'm a Fanatec guy, DD2, doing my mostly iRacing and Automobilista 2. I like Automobilista 2 because you can get on there and just go. It's the perfect balance between, I don't want to call it arcade because it's come so far, but it gives you that like arcade get in and go, but with really good physics, really good feel. I've tuned my car in to get to be almost the same, kind of similar feeling to iRacing, but I really need to get on, and I had a set of course on my Xbox when I first got into it, and I need to switch over and get that on the PC so I just saw Jimmy Broadbent post this new VRC Formula car with the physics, 25 pages of stuff you got to study and understand to be able to drive it here. It's just insane. Kind of like the DCS of sim racing. So, a few weeks I'm going to get into that. But, yeah, I'm going to get into this. First, third, and then I'll let you know how it is. Right now, it's smoking like a champ. This is up there. I know this is out of the, this is supposed to be like, I believe, a foundational cigar in my father line. And it definitely smokes like it. I was about to say, this is right up here with the Judge. And, the other day I had a Foundation Olmec in a Robusto 5x50. And I think what it is, I might be into these 6x60s. I think that might be my stick. Maybe even 60 by 8.5. Double Corona, big sticks. Starting to think, just because the bigger stick, the bigger smoke. That's what I like. I'm not into vaping and all that stuff, but when a cigar gives you those vape clouds, you start feeling yourself. This is a big stick, but I had a pretty good lunch too. Made some teriyaki mahi on a bed of rice, and that was pretty good. Like I said, let me get into this first third more towards the first half, down probably the original ring. We'll see. We'll see you when we see you. So we're gotten into the first half, down to the first half. This is a big boy. Say this Don Pepin Garcia. Good smoke, good flavor. I'm gonna have to say, for something that this size, I'd still prefer the Foundation Tabernacle. Even at the double Corona, for me, as crazy as it sounds, as a good nightcap, that's a good one. It's been a good smoke. Time to peel this first band off. I would say kind of I wouldn't call it peppery, but it's got a spice to it. I wouldn't call this a beginner cigar. It's pretty big, pretty heavy, full body. Great draw, good smoke. They would call it, I guess a lot of people call it chewy. No, I wouldn't call it chewy smoke. This, for me, the size of the Foundation Tabernacle double Corona was perfect. Once you burn through the first third of a Camacho Triple Maduro, the smoke on that is so creamy, so smooth. This almost carries the burn of My Father the Judge. But to me, that would be a perfect cigar. If I could combine the construction of a Behike 54, I first had that in the Navy back in, I believe that was 2009-ish, 2009, 2010. 2009 is when I first had that, and that was an amazing, 2010, it was actually 2010. I was in Dubai. I was able to pick that up, and it was so good. I picked up a couple cases, a couple boxes, which was a pretty penny. Those weren't cheap even then. I believe they were going for 60 a stick back then. Came home with about 20 of those. Smoked 10 on the way back. But yeah, I would say the construction. Oh, and man, there was something about that blue smoke. That was a vibrant blue. I don't know what it is. I know maybe it's the age and the time of thinking, but that was some blue smoke. Really smooth. No, I was more inexperienced, and that was not. That had a great draw. That burned really smoothly. The construction was amazing. So I would say if you get the construction of the Behike 54, the size of the double Corona with the smoky and that triple Maduro, if you could combine all those elements of those cigars, that would be my perfect cigar. So if anybody has ever come across something of that magnitude, let me know, and I'll definitely try it. Because yeah, those are my big ones. I remember I was able to come home and have a Macallan 18 with that, and I thought I was top dog. Now we're back down to reality. We're having, you know, a very nice premium non-Cuban cigar, and what's funny is, up until recently, even though they called them premium cigars, I was thinking premium cigars were more high-end, like those exclusive Davidoffs, the Opus X's, Padron 1926. I was a big fan of those. I've never been here's the thing about those Padrones, 64s and 26. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the way I smoke them, but the burn has never been even. It was never a consistent burn. And I would usually smoke them right the day I got it out of the local shops. Tasted great. Good smoke, good draw, but just the burn, it was like to spend $35 on a cigar and it not burn like My Father the Judge. That thing burned like nobody's business. That's something I got to pick up a box of. That's something that 3 boxes that I need to keep in rotation is Camacho Triple Maduros, in that double Corona, that larger size. That was just hit amazing. Just an amazing cigar. And that Foundation Tabernacle, that was stellar cigar. Like I said, the Bay K54, just can't beat that one. That one's forever burned in my memory, just because of where I was, what I was doing at the time. And that was, funny enough to say, that was a regular smoke for me. That and Cohiba Esplendidos. The Esplendidos were I'm a big fan of those. Never got into the Siglo 6s, I believe. That wasn't a thing for me. Monte Cristos never really tickled my fancy too much. One cigar I would like to try is the Trinidad, but obviously I need to take another trip to Mexico or get out of the country for that, since they redid the embargo. What's another one that really sticks out to me? I remember the Arturo Fuente Sun-Grown Maduro. I was a big fan of those. I like that. That's a good cigar. And Ashton VSG. Let's talk about something that's, for me, I don't think they're too rare at all. And you can come across those, and those are spectacular cigars. That's now that, I'm not able to access Cubans as often as I want to. That's a really good cigar that I need to come back and have again. Not into the $5 budget cigars. Those, to me, it's too many flaws for me. It makes it an unenjoyable experience. But this has been quite enjoyable. Quite enjoyable. And, able to blow out the stress of the day, the hard work of the day, get the body to wind down. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this before soccer practice. I thought this might be an hour smoke, but this is definitely way longer than an hour. But that's okay. I'm not too bougie with it. I'm gonna sit it down, let it go out, cut it, relight it when I get back later on tonight, and finish enjoying it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I watched the Serbia USA highlights. LeBron was doing his thing. Joel Embiid, to me, he's out of shape for this Olympics, but he was doing his thing. Kind of bit of a crybaby, especially in those interviews, trying to talk about some guys not being able to show up. Steph Curry and LeBron, they show up. KD, Slim Reaper, he gonna do his thing. Devin Booker has been pretty underwhelming for me, maybe just because I haven't been able to watch the actual games. I'd like to see Jason Tatum. Pretty disgusted that, honestly, I would have rather seen Jaylen Brown and Kyrie Irving in the lineup. That's just me personally. I wish Joel Embiid would have played for Cameroon. You know, if those big, to boost those names, to boost those countries, using those big names to boost those African countries. I'm very big on that. Big props to Luol Deng for helping South Sudan get to where they got. Fan of Gilbert Arenas, but was really disgusted with the way he was talking about him. As a black man, we gotta big up our African brothers at all times. Because without them, there is no us. Without us, sometimes that motivation to do bigger things might not have been there. And not necessarily motivation. I'm sure they have plenty of motivation, but just seeing those opportunities to boost that fervor for greatness. Especially guys like LeBron James, I think he's definitely a credit to the race and the people. Speaking of someone who's a credit to the race and the people, really hoping that Thierry Henry gets that U.S. coaching job, helps U.S. in soccer and bring them some glory to the World Cup, because they need it. I can't stand the way America plays. I think that, you do want to have great athletes on the pitch. I think America produces great athletes, but soccer's a little bit different. You look at somebody like Thomas Mueller. I don't know if we can call him a pure athlete, but hell of a soccer player. There's plenty of guys around that aren't pure athletes, but they're great soccer players. And Arsenal, Lewis Hamilton, it all comes back together for me. It all circles back to Formula One and the GOAT. We talk about LeBron James, we're going to talk about Lewis Hamilton, the GOATs. Been talking about GOATed cigars, AK-54. It's a very interesting time. I feel really bad about the Algerian woman. I don't know her name. Can't say her name properly, but that whole controversy that happened and the way that misinformation was spread had everybody in an uproar. Because for me, I'm a huge Muay Thai fan, and Thailand, they got it right. The transgenders, they fight the men. You fight in the men's division because physically, that's what you are. And to me, that's a testament to that group of people when they do decide to do that and they step in that ring in that aspect. They're like, because in the spirit of competition, you want to respect the sport, respect competition. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sport I was pretty good at, swimming, where they let some pretty heinous things happen, which was pretty disgusting. But neither here nor there. climate of the world is very different. At the end of the day, even though sports can sometimes divide us, we get pulled right back in with those great stories, those epic feats of strength and athleticism and spirit and camaraderie. We saw that with the U.S. women's gymnastic team. Came full circle, you know. Congrats to Simone Biles for not letting anybody degrade her teammates, you know, standing up. You know, it's very interesting how the world is now that, you know, black women are standing up for the rights of women across the board, even though everything that they've gone through in the history of this world, and especially the nation of America. And go ahead and peel this next band off. Knock the ash off in that process. Yeah, I'm not winning any ash competitions these days. But yeah, get this one added to the log. And no, excellent cigar. Highly recommend this one. If you see it in your shop, pick it up, have one. If you're a newer smoker, I wouldn't just. I would definitely have eaten some before this. This is steak and mashed potatoes right here. Steak and mashed potatoes. So I hope everybody has a great day. Keep on pushing. Keep on living your own greatness. Have a good one.